Okay, we are back with more race coverage. This is day 2 of the 2024 Crosse Omnium. The road race. This is the men's Cat 4 field. This is my race. And yeah, let's talk about it. My goal for today is pretty much to just not get dropped and, if possible, improve my position in the Omnium. Spoiler alert if you didn't see the TT recap video. I did not come away with an amazing result in that race, so I think I have 1 point in the Omnium, so tied for dead last with a bunch of other people. So yeah, my goal is to, like I said, just to try to improve my position in the Omnium and to not get dropped on this hilly course. Let's talk about the course. We're in kind of a neutral start zone right now. So the moto's kind of leading us up to the start-finish line. This race is 2 laps of a 14-ish mile course for the Cat 4. So it's roughly 28 miles in total. Not too technical in terms of like turns or anything like that, but there is some pretty serious elevation gain on the front half of the course. There's kind of some rolling hills and then some fairly steep climbing up to like 10%. And then it levels out for a while, and then there's a pretty serious descent on the second half of the course that takes you back through the start-finish to start the second lap. So yeah, like I said, we're kind of just in the neutral lead-out zone here. You'll see the start-finish line come up in just a second, at which point the race will start. And yeah, I'm just going to try to hang out in the field here as much as possible, conserve energy, and hopefully hang with these guys to the finish. So let's jump ahead a little bit and see how that goes. Okay, so we jumped ahead. We're about 15 minutes into the race, and it's been kind of boring so far. Just been sort of in the bunch, surfing wheels, hiding out in the draft, and trying to conserve my energy. And we're getting close to the hills starting, the hilly part of the course starting here. So you can see the power kicks up quite a bit there because there's this little riser. I kind of sag back a little bit and let a couple people fill in front of me to try to, keep my power down a little bit. I've been maintaining pretty good position up to this point, and I've been in the top like 10 to 15-ish wheels. So I'm not super concerned about giving up a couple spots here and there. Strategically so that I can keep my power meter down a little bit on these hills and try to conserve some energy. So we make it over the top of this riser, and now we start cruising down a little bit, and the speed starts picking up. And then you can see it kind of starts to kick up again here. And the power is going to spike up again. And now you can kind of see I'm starting to not feel as good about my position here. But I still kind of sag back a little bit and give up a couple more spots, just to try to keep the power down because, as we saw in the time trial, I'm not a climber. So I really want to try to minimize the impact those little spikes have on my legs. But I think I took it a little bit too far here because now I'm not in the best position anymore. I probably have 20-25 guys in front of me, and I've sort of lost contact with the front of the race, which is going to spell trouble because I'm not going to be able to see and respond to anything that's happening up there before it kind of pilfers through the rest of the group. So the road kicks up a little bit again here, and again the power is surging, and I'm still just trying to not have to go too hard to stay with these guys. So yeah, that guy's dropping out. Yeah, you can kind of see, there's quite a few people in front of me. Oh, and now I get stuck between these guys. Oh no, I'm like, get out of my way, get up to the field, come on. So we sort of reconnect here. And I am going to pause it right here. So there is a big attack going off the front right now, and I am way out of position. I let way too many people fill in front of me, so now I'm, 30th wheel, and I am totally unable to respond to, I'll see if I can highlight it on the video, the guy that's attacking way up there. I just got, I just burned a bunch of energy. I got stuck between those guys, and now I'm back 30th wheel, and I'm totally unable to respond to this attack that happens. on the hilliest part of the course, which is exactly where I should have expected people to be attacking. And so this moment right here is really the end of my race, where the chances of me having a good outcome in this race are completely gone as of this exact moment. So we'll play it forward here, but you can see that, I mean, that guy is just gone off the front, and I'm doing 500 watts, and we are just losing connection. The field is splitting up left and right. I'm hanging to the right here. I need to get around this guy in the windbreaker ASAP, because look, there's a gap in front of him, and now I have to close that down. Okay, move it, buddy. Yeah, you're cooked. So I finally make it around him, and I'm trying to meter my effort here to not go too crazy, but look at how stretched out the field is now. That guy is so far in front of me, and now this guy lets a huge gap open up in front of him too, so now I have to pick this off and go around these guys and close this down. Oh no, this is so painful to watch. So I finally stand up here, and I'm like, I need to get back up to these guys before the road flattens out and the speed picks up again, because otherwise I'm going to be in big trouble. So, I recognize the danger, and I'm responding to it here, but it's kind of too little too late. I was caught way out of position when the attack happened on the hill, and now look at how far ahead they are. So yeah, I mean, that was the one critical moment in this race that was the defining attack, and now I am in no man's land by myself, trying desperately to catch up to these guys so that we can work to catch up to the field up there, which is rapidly disappearing into the distance. And then the road kicks up again, and so our speed is going to go down again, and we're going to lose even more time, and this is just brutal to watch. I go around this guy. It looks like they're right there, but it's just too little too late with this hill. So yeah, my speed is down below 10 miles an hour, and there is just no way that we are going to be making up any ground on this hill. I'm doing 400 watts, and they are just getting away. So in retrospect, I really should have studied the course a little bit better so that I knew exactly when the hill was going to be coming, to make sure that I was in much better position, as opposed to kind of just taking the hills here and there and then pilfering back a couple spots. Oh, whatever, it's fine. No, it was totally not fine. I moved back way too far, and I should have had a better idea of how much more climbing was coming before I gave up that many positions, because I just put myself in a losing position, and it made it impossible for me to respond to that attack. So now the desperation starts. I am completely alone in no man's land, and I know that it is now or never. I need to put all of my eggs in the basket of chasing and getting back on to the field. So I am going to go as hard as I possibly can to try to connect with the guy that's in front of me and work with him to connect to the rest of the field. This is just so painful. The 10-minute power PR that I set during the time trial was blown away by the 10-minute power PR I set in this race during my chase effort to try to get back on, because I am just going so deep, because I know that it's now or never. I have to do this, or I am completely lost. And, watching this back, hindsight is 2020, I know that I'm already completely lost, so I'm kind of just wasting energy here. But, in the race and in the moment, you can see them. They're just right around the corner up there. They're right there. They look so close, but they are not close at all. That is so far away. And that is going to take a monumental amount of energy to reconnect. So, that was the big mistake for this race. Caught way out of position when that attack happened. And now I am just going to be fighting for my life, chasing to get back onto the field. And again, it looks like they're so close, but they are not. In fact, I don't even think that's our field anymore. I think that's the women's field that we're about to pass. So I think the lead pack of our field is just completely gone now. And again, like I said, hindsight is 2020. I should just be giving up here. My race is completely over, but I'm letting the desperation fuel my legs to try to catch up with this guy to try to make an attempt at bridge. But it's not going to happen. And if you can look to the right there, the sky is very ominous, because we are about to get some bad weather. So let's jump ahead and see how the rest of the chase effort goes. Okay, we jumped ahead a little bit, and we are now 10 minutes into our chase effort here. and we are not making much progress. But I have a little surge of hope because I see this group up ahead, and I'm like, okay, maybe if I can make a connection with this group, we can work together and reconnect with the field and make it to the finish. So I'm still working. I am still working hard to connect to this group. I'm sorry I don't have heart rate data because I didn't wear my heart rate monitor under my jersey today. But yeah, I'm like, okay, I got these guys. Just put a little bit more energy. We can connect with this group, and then we can start working together. Oh my gosh, this is so painful. I'm sure my heart rate is through the roof, but yeah, again, I don't have the heart rate monitor on, but you can see, I mean, the power is just crazy. This is way over threshold. I've been doing way over thresholds for way too long. And I'm still not connected with these guys. Oh my gosh, come on. Please. Is this the moment that we make the connection? Yeah, I kind of slow up a little bit here because I'm kind of gaining on them. And I finally connect with this group, but this guy's just, he's toast. He's got the windbreaker on, so he's parachuting out the back. And I connect with these guys, and I'm like yelling at them. I'm like, okay, guys, let's work. Come on, let's pull. And, yeah, I mean, this is just the worst, least coordinated chase effort you'll ever see in your life. Dude pulls for like 4 seconds and then pulls off, and it's like, okay, he's not helping me, so I gotta go in front and just keep pulling more. This is horrible. So yeah, I mean, we're still just fighting for any chance to try to make it back to the field here, but it's yeah, the race is over. Spoiler alert, we do not make it. We do not connect with the group, and yeah, eventually we just give up and kind of soft pedal the second lap to the finish in the rain, freezing our asses off. Okay, so we jumped ahead a little bit more, and I just wanted to show the descent. And of course, the rain starts as soon as we hit the descent, which is, it could not have been worse timing. But yeah, I just wanted to jump ahead and show this because this is a pretty serious descent. I think I hit 48 miles an hour. And yeah, I'm going to swear to myself here in a second because I thought it was hailing because, you know, these big ass raindrops are hitting you at 47 miles an hour. It was pretty painful. But yeah, anyways, as we kind of go through the descent here, I did finish the race. I sincerely considered dropping out after I got completely soaking wet on this descent. I'm freezing cold, wet, and yeah, just completely riding by myself or with one or two guys. So I definitely considered just dropping out of the race at the halfway point and not finishing it. But I did complete the second lap, and I ended up in 20th place, so I was unfortunately not able to improve my position in the Omnium, but I learned some valuable lessons about how to place myself in the field on this course. So yeah, that's it for the road race. I shut off my camera pretty soon here once I sort of acknowledge that the race is over. And yeah, better luck at the Criterium tomorrow, so stay tuned for the Criterium recap video.